Live. There we go. A little bit of a delay. We're good. Thank you all so very much for being here. See all of you in this stream. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Anybody that's watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Take time out of your day. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. What's going on? How are you?
Good. I am good. I am freezing. It's back to the cold weather again.
All right.
But yeah, good.
But
How are
we're here.
you?
I am wonderful. No complaints. We got a nice little hiatus before Lakers get back into the swing of things, get back into action. And so that's always fun. That's always exciting. Got the All-Star weekend. We'll see how this goes.
Heck yeah.
See how it's not what it used to be, but still, nonetheless, it's fun. Nice little break for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely not what it used to be for sure.
It's not. It's not that grind game anymore. Like, it's funny. Like one of the things that that's all a lot of people say. Like, LeBron shouldn't play in the All-Star game. Because whatever. But like my whole thing was like they're not. It's not the grit and grind game it used to be. Like the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s. Like it was like they wanted to win. Right? They were killing each other. They were going at it. Kobe Bryant got like a broken nose one year. It's like it happened. It was a different thing. Now it's more show. They're just hanging out. They're just having a good time. And then like the last 2 minutes or whatever, they lock down. But it's not. It's. I mean, you don't score 150 points each team. Score 300 points total because you're playing real basketball. Like those are Globetrotter numbers. So
yeah,
that's the difference. But anyway, diving into it, and then we'll get to the chat. But diving into the first thing. Well, starters, the Lakers look good. Got the win, decisive win, start to finish against the Pelicans, and it's you see the elements of this team. You see the impact that D'Lo has, being able to score at all three levels. You see him being able to play make. He had some great passes. Him being able to shoot off the dribble. Him being able to operate in the mid range. Him being able to just pull up at any moment and knock down and splash a three. Like that's huge. Jared Vanderbilt sitting there, locking up Brandon Ingram, who torched us last time. I mean, killed us. There's a big difference between a 6'8", athletic, long, sizable wing defender that's actually an elite defender and a 6 foot Patrick Beverly. Nothing against Patrick Beverly, but it was clearly night and day. Just to see, I mean, he still got his points. He still got 25, but he didn't shoot 60% like last time. It took, he shot under 50%, which is below his average. He took difficult, tough shots. Right? He wasn't just like coasting, getting to his spots and scoring wherever he wanted. The elite scorers in this league, you're never going to stop them, right? You're never going to shut them down, right? But it's about making it difficult. It's about them, they average 27. Can you keep them to 23? Right? Yeah, it's only a 4-point difference, but that 4 points is the difference between them winning and losing the game. They shoot usually 50%. Can you keep them to 43%? That means they took more shots to get to their average, right? Yeah. So even if they do get to their average, that means the ball sticking more, all of those things. They're all factors, right? Beasley, he provides that floor stretching. You saw Mo Bamba, although he had a rough shooting night, still you saw that teams had to go contest it because they know he's a 40% three-point shooter. He's a legit three-point shooter, and his shot looked nice. It just wasn't hitting. Him being able to block shots and be a help defender and have size, right? Even the shots that he didn't block, just affecting those shots, I thought really helped as well. All of those things are huge going forward. And the Lakers definitely have an uphill battle to climb. Right?
Yeah.
We're in the 13th seed. We're like, 2 games out of the play-in and like 3.5 games out of like the actual playoffs. So if you look at their schedule, they have the 25th hardest schedule per Tankathon, which tracks basically all the schedules, all the teams, all the remaining things. 25th toughest, which basically means they have the 5th easiest schedule. That means there's basically 4 other teams that have an easier schedule than them.
Okay.
Just like almost all of them are all the teams ahead of us, except for what is it, the Thunder? They're a team that they are 26th, so they have the 4th easiest.
Okay.
So basically, we have the same type of schedule, but the difference is we play them twice.
Okay.
We have to win those games because that we both have the same easy ranked schedule, right? So if we both have the same ranked schedule, it comes down to who wins the matchups against each other. If the Lakers win both of those matchups, even if they and us end up finishing the same way, we would have the tiebreakers, and then that would mean we'd win. We would get their spot. So it's good because the Lakers have a real opportunity here. They have a better team that just seems to fit and gel better. And we have an easy schedule compared to other teams, which is funny because Philly has like the toughest. But in general, it's just those are the things that matter. But what are your thoughts in general? Do you think that we can make the playoffs? Are you looking more at the play-in? What are your thoughts in general on the Lakers?
I think that, well, first of all, kind of starting going back a little bit about the game. Yeah, it was good to see. And I know it's one game, but I think kind of like how we were talking about on the other stream, I think D'Lo has like officially like I think it's safe to say he's really solidified himself as the third option. I don't really think there's going to be a question as, okay, like who's the third guy on this team? I think it's going to kind of be obvious. He's going to be the third scoring option behind like LeBron and AD. And at this point, I think it actually goes. We don't necessarily have to rank them, but I feel like it's at this point AD, LeBron, then D'Lo. I mean, I don't know. It was a beautiful thing to see. I like what I saw from Vanderbilt more so off the ball than anything else. Chasing down blocks, things like that. Like all those things kind of stood out. What I don't want to see though is like, and by all means, I don't think he is. He's just fairly recently coming back, but like I don't want to see like AR take a backseat or anything like that. I don't think that's where he belongs. I think he definitely, belongs like right there in the front of the spotlight. But Dennis Schroeder did his thing. Troy Brown was in there. But no, I love the game. The game was, like I said, the game was awesome to see. I think going into the second half of the season, I think that is where we turn it around. This is going to be our best half of the season. I think we're gonna actually shock a lot of people. I think we make it into the play-in. I feel like we get into like a tough play-in match, and we'll pass the play-in and get to. Now that we're towards the half end of the season, I'm going to actually make a solid prediction, and I feel like I'm going to be very, very right in this. We're going to get to the second round of the playoffs, and I'm not saying that's all we're going to go. We're going to at least get to the second round. That is my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, no, I think we get to the play-in, get to playoffs, and potentially advance from there. But I'm actually excited to see, because the thing is, after the All-Star break and everything, they have more time to gel. And with those easier teams, it'll be more, I guess, beneficial for Ham to kind of really like solidify the lineup. All right, who's starting where, who's going to get their minutes here, and give him some time to really like lock it in before playoffs. Because if he's still trying to like move around in rotation and we're about to get closer to the play-in or whatever, I think that's going to be bad. So I think I think it really comes down to like where Ham wants to play everybody and kind of getting everybody situated. I think our chances look bright. Like I said, I'm not worried about the West Coast. I'm worried about the East Coast. Is what I'm worried about. I don't, like I said, I'm worried about like, hey, if we get to the finals, we got to play some of the crazy talent over there. But I'm not. I think personally, and yes, this is a big statement, but just watching this team play, and I get it. It's one game. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But after watching this team play, it's not just one game, but this is the game that stood out to me. I think we have a chance at least getting to the Western Conference. Like it's a stretch, but I don't know if you would agree. Could you see this team actually getting to like the Western?
I mean, Conference? if we get so like we have a very uphill battle to climb, right? And the concern is basically killing ourselves to get into that position, right?
Yeah.
But if we could have more games like the Pelican game where, LeBron and AD only have to play 30 minutes and, they're primed and everybody's basically playing 20 minutes, then that's great. Like if we can do that, I mean, you're going to have a game here and there, a tough matchup, whatever, play the Clippers, right? You're probably going to have to play LeBron 40 minutes, right? It's just how it goes. But
Yeah.
for the most part, we have 23 games left. If we can win, if we win like 15 to 16 of those games, then I think we're the seventh or eighth seed, very likely. If we can get to like 18 to 20, I wouldn't be surprised if we're the sixth seed. Problem is that's a lot to ask, right? Because that means they'd essentially have to go like 18-5 or 20-3 the rest of the way. If you look at the roster, it's not impossible, but it's just very unlikely. Guys are going to have bad nights. This is a brand new team that just got put together. There's a lot of factors to take in place. I still believe if the Lakers get into the playoffs, you still have LeBron James, you still have Anthony Davis. You're still the only team that has 2 top 10 guys. You have depth, you have defense, you have shooting, you have everything you need to be a successful team and have the formula. There are no juggernauts this year. I know a lot of people feel like the Suns might be, but one, we haven't even seen the Suns play yet.
I was gonna say we need to actually see it before we make that like that.
There's been lots of teams. Yeah, I mean, there's been lots of teams that have been put together, and I mean, if I told you if a year ago, or well, not a year ago, let's say 5 years ago, if 5 years ago I told you James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant were on the same team, and they didn't win a championship, you would tell me I'm crazy. that they didn't last more than a season and a half. Well, you would tell me I'm crazy.
And that's in the early days when they were still fresh in the league too.
No, but I'm talking about even like 2 years ago, like even the year before that. If I said Kyrie and KD are going to add,
you said Kyrie,
and they're going to. I'm not talking about like I'm talking about like now. There's no way.
I thought you were saying like Russ and KD and like Harden and like. I see what you're saying, but still, even the big three that were, in Brooklyn. But the reason that's scary, but Phoenix right now, though, the reason it's scary and concerning right now is because of who it is and the maturity and the veteranship that comes with the two. I think, Chris Paul has never won a chip, but it's still Chris Paul. He still has the experience. It looks like a team.
Yes, the pieces look better, but my point is that everyone. My point is that everyone was, as always, I mean, the Lakers have several experiments like that, right? Everyone's always so quick. Oh, they got this team, they're going to win. And they look at the paper, right? And yes, on paper, they look very good. But is Chris Paul going to be able to hold up? Is Devin Booker going to be able to hold up? Is Kevin Durant going to be able to hold up? Who's guarding the other team? Yes, you're going to score 130 points, but can you stop a team from scoring 132 and you lose, right? Yeah. Like, is Devin Booker going to show up in the playoffs? We've seen a lot of games where he just disappears and he's not even a player. DeAndre Ayton, is he going to start throwing a tantrum and start pouting because he goes from getting X amount of touches and being a key part to the roster to now he's irrelevant and now the fourth guy? Like, there's so many things. How are these guys going to hold up in the long stretch? They don't have any bench. They don't have depth. They don't have defense. There's a lot of things on paper. On the surface, they look terrifying. On the surface, you look at them and you go, man, how do you stop them? But against the Lakers, who's going to stop LeBron James from just walking to the basket every possession?
Yeah.
Who's going to stop Anthony Davis from going off for 40 against the Suns like he does every time he plays them?
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton gets eaten alive every time. And now the Lakers have shooting. They have a much better defense. If it comes down to a stop, like we need one stop, either Phoenix has to get the stop or the Lakers have to get the stop. Defensively speaking,
Yeah,
The Lakers have a better chance of getting a stop than the Suns do.
agreed. No,
You know,
I wasn't
so
even saying like Phoenix against us. Like it was more so like Phoenix just looks
I'm talking about
like
against any team. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean,
again, you play
I wouldn't worry about it, but I'm just saying like it's just a team that like
who's
if
stopping
they
the
really
Joker? Who's
gel,
stopping
like
DeJounte Murray? If they end up playing Denver, they match up terribly against Denver. Denver
yeah,
could run through Phoenix. We might
yeah,
not even have to worry about playing Phoenix, depending on
yeah,
where Phoenix finishes. You know, like Denver might end up running through them. Like it's just people just see Kevin Durant going to the Suns and they go, "Oh man, that team is the best team in the league," and they might be. I'm not saying they
no,
won't. I'm just saying, like,
I
can
don't even
we
think
see them
that.
play? Can we see them play 10 games first? I mean, look at Kyrie and Luka Doncic, right? They got together.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh man, they're gonna kill it," and they haven't won a game
Well,
together at
I
least.
was gonna ask you too. Like that's even an interesting matchup right there. Like Mavs and Suns. Like I think that would be a crazy matchup to watch. Like because like those two teams
Both teams would
constructed.
score 150 points, and no
Oh,
one
I'm
would. It'd
sure.
be
Like
whoever outscores the other.
yeah,
That's what that matchup would come down to. But I mean, my point is that there's no powerhouses. Like this isn't Kevin Durant on the Warriors.
yeah,
You know, it's like it just isn't. There's not that. Um, you know, but in general, like I'm not saying the Lakers are going to just run through the West. That's not what I'm saying at all.
yeah,
It is a absolute uphill battle. It is going to be very difficult and very challenging for them to win. But you have a team, you have depth, you have all the factors you need to win. And you're the only team that has two top 10 guys and two just mismatches.
yeah.
Look at every team in the West. Who's going to even slow down LeBron James? Who's even going to slow down Anthony Davis if they're playing to that MVP level and they're healthy?
Yeah.
There isn't. You know, so my point, it's still a 7-game series. Coaching matters. You know, just other guys showing up. Like, will D'Lo show up? I think he will. He's had series before, but like, you know, Vanderbilt, Beasley, like all these guys, how will they perform in LA under that pressure, under the spotlights with LeBron James? I mean,
See,
there's a lot of
we're
factors.
worried about everybody else except for the big two. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like
There's a lot of factors that go into it. But I think if things go the way that they should, like you look at the Lakers roster now, currently, and you look at the rest of the league's rosters, and you're like, okay, Lakers match up very well.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you look at it, right? Like they have arguably a top 3, maybe big 3. Like what big 3 is better than LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and D'Lo? I think Milwaukee, right?
So you don't even think that. So even like Phoenix's big 3, you wouldn't say that's a better overall big 3 than
no, because
just
okay,
because
so
of
here-
but just because of D'Lo, because obviously Devin Booker, we're not going to be crazy and like
well, let's break this down.
we're not gonna be crazy and like, but like make a scenario and say like Devin Booker or the D'Lo's better than Devin Booker. Like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. Like, okay, so let's start with Milwaukee, right?
Okay.
Okay, so Giannis is their best player,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Giannis and LeBron. Let's say Giannis at this point in LeBron's career, let's say Giannis is, let's say he's a +2 over LeBron, right?
That's fair.
Okay. So then you have Chris Middleton and you have Anthony Davis. So if Anthony Davis is playing like we know he can play,
Yeah.
what is Anthony Davis over Chris Middleton? A +5?
Well, yeah, I was like that. I mean, that's not even a comparison. I'm not even gonna like make
a
yeah.
+10. Like where
It's
do you
Chris
go
Middleton we're talking about. We're not. Yeah.
I mean, Chris Middleton's great. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but
he is. He's not a
Anthony
scrub.
Davis.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So,
He's just
okay.
Yeah.
So okay, let's say AD is a +5, right?
Yeah.
Against compared to Chris Middleton. So now Lakers are +3. Now you have D'Lo and Drew Holiday. I think let's say Drew Holiday is a +1 over D'Lo. They both can get you the same type of scoring, but Drew Holiday is a much better defender. He is like one of the best defenders in the league. So let's add that. So let's say he's a +1. So the Lakers are still a +2. Let's give 2 points to Drew Holiday. Lakers are still a +1.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go to the Suns, right? Kevin Durant and LeBron James is a wash, in my opinion, at least.
You said Kevin Durant and LeBron?
Yeah, they're a wash.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an argument either way for one being better than the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're a wash, right? There isn't, I mean, Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined is probably not better than an elite Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's say Devin Booker and
well, you said Devin Booker and who combined?
I'm saying Devin Booker and Chris Paul combined are probably not as good as Anthony Davis, like elite MVP level Anthony Davis.
I mean,
you're talking. Neither of them have any
combined
on the defense. Yes, neither.
Okay,
yes.
Anthony
Davis can score as many points. Anthony Davis can score as many points as both of them collectively. And
you're talking about them
on top of that,
like their tier level.
And defense, I'm talking about Anthony Davis playing like bubble. Anthony Davis is better than both Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I mean, from a player standpoint, you're talking about like two productive players. But I'm saying from a talent standpoint, like if you're a team, would you rather have Anthony Davis or Devin Booker and Chris Paul? You'd rather have Anthony Davis. Okay. So, but here, let's go. Like I said, let's go player to player.
I don't know, chat. What do you think? I don't know about Davis, that one.
I mean, everyone's already telling you CP3 is washed. So,
now at this point,
if we're talking prime CP3, then no, I'm talking about right this very second.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I would probably take Vanderbilt over Chris Paul right now.
Fair enough, but I'm talking
Chris Paul
about
can't stay healthy. He has a history of disappearing. He has a history of disappearing in the playoffs.
I'm talking about almost. Well, I don't want to say almost won a championship, but 2 years ago in the finals, Chris Paul. You know what I mean? Not necessarily now.
I'm talking about Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, the level that he can play on both the defensive end and the offensive end is more impactful than Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
Defensive, yes. Offense is debatable. We could,
So even then, it's still a plus. But like I said, let's go player by player.
Okay, individually.
Sidetrack. We're going in a completely different direction. Let's stay on track. Okay, so let's say, LeBron and KD are a wash, right?
Okay, all right.
Now you have Anthony Davis and Devin Booker. Anthony Davis is better than Devin Booker.
Yes, absolutely. There's no question. Yeah.
So let's say he's what? Let's say he's a +3.
Yeah.
Okay. So now Lakers are +3, and then who's their third? Ayton. Okay, or CP3. If it's CP3, D'Angelo Russell right now is better than CP3. I mean, maybe not from like a veteran or
not experience standpoint, but in terms of
wise. Being able to take over the mid range, all of that stuff,
impacting the offense
defensively. He's a better player. So that's what. Let's say another +3. Okay, so now Lakers are +6 against the Suns, and then DeAndre Ayton. We have Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, right? We have 15 other guys that can match up.
I'm not even worried
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
Again, I like that. I like that matchup. Okay, what's another bit? Let's say the Warriors, LeBron and Steph Curry. Let's say they're a wash.
Oh, right now I would take our team over the Warriors. Absolutely, yeah. And that's something I would have said before the trades. I wouldn't have said you know what I mean, just in all reality. I don't know that we could have beat them in a 7-game series before these trades. I doubt it.
I mean, now we can't. I mean,
we
can't have anyone that could guard Anthony Davis if he's playing elite. They don't have anyone that can slow down or stop LeBron James. And LeBron James
I think we can beat
the Warriors.
I think we can beat. I think we could go 4-1 against the Warriors right now. 4-1, 4-2, maybe.
I can see us beating them in 6 with the team that we have. But in general, I mean, again, let's look at Boston. Right? Okay. I don't think anybody on Boston is as good as LeBron James even now. I
Agree.
love Tatum. Tatum is
Well, Tatum's
fantastic,
close. Tatum's
but he's
close.
not LeBron James.
No, he's not. He's not in terms of everything that he can do. By all means, I'm not even gonna make that comparison. But in terms of scoring, he's close. He's close.
Yeah. But let's say LeBron is a +3. I think that's being generous. But let's say he's a +3 to Tatum, right? Jaylen Brown isn't as good as Anthony Davis.
No,
so let's say
absolutely
Anthony
not.
Davis is a +3.
Okay.
And then their third would be what? Marcus Smart. Smart and D'Lo are probably a wash. Okay, like let's even
Smart has the defensive end.
Let's give the Celtics an edge because of defense, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Marcus Smart is a better defender. Okay, let's say that. All right. So let's give them a +1. They're still a plus. We're still a +5 against the Celtics. Give me any team in the league, and let's take their 3 best players and our 3 best players, and the Lakers have the best. Lakers have the best big 3. Eric makes a good point. Boston has the rest, so that's where things get tough. but on a serious note, like, I mean, seriously, give me a 3 in the NBA right now that is better than the big 3 we have. The closest I think there is to a wash is the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's because Giannis is just that good. Yeah. Like, that guy is that good, because he's the only player, hands down, that you can say is better than LeBron James right now. There is not another player in the NBA that you can say without a doubt is better than LeBron James right now. Kevin Durant, yes.
I was going to say, is KD in that conversation? You can make an argument
for.
Yeah, we could.
You can make an argument for, but if you're saying, who would I rather, like, who's better right now, LeBron James or Giannis? Most people, unless, you're just, most unbiased people, would probably say, I'll take Giannis right now, right? But
hear me out. I got one more for you. I already know you're not going to like it because we've had debates, but just hear me out. Just peak performance, not injured this season, last season. Let's do last season just because he, like I say, he's been injured a lot of this season. This season, I don't know what the heck is going on.
Steph Curry's not better than LeBron James.
No, I'm saying right now in the career. I'm not saying overall. I'm saying right now.
I'm saying even right now, he's not better than LeBron James.
I don't.
He's not even close to LeBron James.
What?
No. LeBron James is bigger, stronger, faster, better defensively still, better passer, better rebounder, averaging more points. He has more points, assists, rebounds.
He averaged more points than Steph last season.
Huh? Even last season, yes. LeBron James led the league. If he played enough games to qualify, LeBron James led the league in scoring last year. And he still had more rebounds, more assists, and was a better defender. Look, Steph Curry can't even hold LeBron's jockstrap. Okay? Steph Curry is an incredible player. He's the greatest shooter to ever play the game. Steph Curry is so beyond valuable to the Warriors. I mean, it is a completely different team when you're talking the Warriors and Steph Curry. Absolutely. But matchup-wise, LeBron James would eat Steph Curry alive 10 out of 10 times.
Wait, what are we talking about? Like in a one-on-one? Or what are we talking about? Like,
I'm talking about even in a team. Like, if you took...
look, we're talking about Steph Curry, little bitty Steph, versus, you know what I mean? We're not necessarily, of course, LeBron is a bigger body. He can drive to the net like a football player. Like, and you know what I mean? Obviously. But I think if you put them on the same size, I think the edge goes to Steph. If like the 2 players were the same size, I think Steph would be the better player. And that's me being not biased.
But here's the thing.
Regardless of the fact that like Steph is my favorite player.
But that's a terrible argument in and of itself because, if LeBron had Steph's shooting, LeBron would be far and away the greatest player in NBA history and averaging 170 points per game. Like, you can't make that. They are the players that they are. Yeah. If you put LeBron James on the Warriors right now, they probably win the next 3 championships. Like, literally.
And
like,
Zach
Steph isn't going to win the next 3 championships. Like,
Zach, I tried here.
It's just not happening. But my point is outside of the Milwaukee Bucks big 3, there's not another big 3 that I look at and go, man, there is no way like they match up perfectly.
Yeah.
Like I said, Giannis is the only player in the league that you look at and go, he at this point of their careers, Giannis is definitively better than LeBron James. That's fine. That's nothing against LeBron. I mean, the fact that he's 38, year 20, and he's arguably the second best player in the league still is a testament to him. But my point is Giannis, I don't think there's a team in the league that would take LeBron James over Giannis. So, like I said, let's give them a point. Give them 2 points for Giannis. I don't even think it's that big of a difference, that big of a gap. But again, let's say it's 2. Let's say 2 points for Giannis. Anthony Davis is easily, in my opinion, at least a +5 on Chris Middleton. Okay, so that puts the Lakers +3. And then then Drew Holiday is, I think, comparison-wise, I think they're very similar. But I think, and the impact that they have, I think is very similar. But Drew Holiday is lighting away. I mean, he's one of the best defensive players in the league.
Well, yeah.
So, like I said, let's give him a +3, right? Okay. So and I think that's generous. I think you can make +1, +2, but whatever. So theoretically speaking, based on that math, that would make Milwaukee and the Lakers' big 3 a wash. That's what that would do. That would basically wash them. So then it comes down to the role players. In my opinion, I think the Lakers have a better depth chart right now than the Milwaukee Bucks have.
Yeah.
I really do. I think currently, as it stands, I think the Lakers have a better depth chart.
Yeah.
I think if you match up the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th best guy. I think if you match up those guys to the Warrior or to the Bucks, I think they have the better, in my opinion. But in general, so to get back, because we went on all kinds of all kinds of little detours and tangents. But to get back, the point was to your original question is, can the Lakers make it out the West and win the championship? Right? Basically what it boils down to. That's what many people want to know. Can they? Yes. Will they? My opinion, probably not. I think we have a real chance. I absolutely do. And look, I still stand by. If we make it to the Western Conference Finals, I believe the Lakers win the championship. Because I think LeBron James is going to say, I need to win 8 games. That's it. If he makes it to the Western Conference Finals, I really believe he's going to look and go, all right, I may never get here again. I have a roster that I can win with. I need 8 games. 8. Let's go. And I think LeBron James turns back that clock and says, all right, let's do this. And that's what I think.
Yeah.
So
do you think right now, LeBron thinks that he has a winning team? And I want to know that. Do you think LeBron thinks he has a winning team? Well, him and AD, really, honestly. But do you think LeBron thinks he can win with the team that he has currently constructed right now?
Yes. I mean, he won with the bubble team, and this team's better than the bubble team.
Yeah.
There's things that go. I mean, there's factors that go into it, like
chemistry. I think this team is actually almost leaps and bounds. I don't want to.
This team is much better.
That's what I'm saying. Overall, well, at least on paper, I think it's.
Yeah.
We have more height, we have more depth, we have more scoring, we have more defense,
absolutely.
We have everything, every box you want to check, whatever. I think it's it's not even close.
The only sort of difference that I see is chemistry, right? That bubble team had insane chemistry, insane chemistry. So that's a big factor, chemistry. That coaching staff front to back was much, much better. Much better front to back. I mean, Jason Kidd, he was the guy, right?
Yeah,
he was the locker room guy, right?
Yeah.
He was the player coach, right? He was the guy that. So I mean, and just in general, Lyle Hollins, all of them, that coaching staff was incredible. So they had a better coaching staff, and they had better chemistry. That doesn't mean we can't get there. That doesn't mean we can't get that. Can we do it in the next 23 games? It's going to be tough, but it's not
very
completely out of the realm of possibility. I think it's something that could absolutely happen. But I think if this team can figure it out and get to its potential, then I absolutely believe that LeBron's looking at this and going, yeah, I can win with these guys. We didn't have anyone on that bubble team. We had no one anywhere close to the talent level of D'Lo. Our third best player was KCP.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that like D'Lo. I think D'Lo, and we talked about the most impactful players. I think D'Lo is I don't say the glue, but like the piece that we needed. We always talk about getting that like extra piece. I think it's gonna be a key piece because yeah, D'Lo is another strong scoring option that we didn't really have before. So
yeah, and then I mean on top of that, we didn't have like Beasley would be like our KCP, and then Vanderbilt's like our Kuz, right? Now Kuz is the better shooter. He's in general, but Vanderbilt's the better defender.
Yeah.
And with the team that we have right now, Vanderbilt is a better fit, in my opinion, than Kuz would have been fit. You know what I mean? Like if you're comparing then to now. So So my biggest concern, right? Like if we started this season normal, and like let's say right now we were like the 6th seed, and we had this team for the whole year. Mm-hmm. I would be like, oh, Lakers are getting this done. Like I'd be like, Lakers are coming out the West. But my concern is there's just so many things working against the Lakers. Still a lot of questions about the coach. Although I don't think the coach is as bad as people try to make.
I don't think he's the problem. Like does he need to work on some of his?
I mean, he's a rookie coach. He makes rookie mistakes.
Yeah,
it happens. It comes with the territory. But I think coaching is a problem. I think, not a problem, but a concern, right?
Yeah.
I think chemistry is still a concern, although they look really good. There's still a lot that goes into it. So chemistry, I think, is a problem. I think time. Yeah. The uphill battle that they have to go against, right? They're not in a position of like we just have to weather. They're in a position of like we have to win like 80% of our games coming.
Yeah.
Right. Where like they were the 6th seed right now, it's like, okay, like we have 23 games left. Like we only have to win half of them and we'll probably still be in the 6th seed. That's a big difference than like we're in the 13th seed and we're 4 games behind. So we have to make up 4 games just to break even with these guys. And that's not even so I just think there's too many things that are in the way that make it very difficult. But that being said, matchups are a big thing, right? So if the Lakers do get into the 6th seed and they play, let's say like the Kings in the first round, I think they win that first round pretty handily.
Yeah.
Kings will be tough, no doubt about it, but they're inexperienced. They're not a very good defensive team. They haven't been very good defensively at home. They're beatable at home. Like all the things that you are concerned about when it comes to a team in the playoffs, the Kings check off all of those marks.
Yeah.
So the Kings, so if we ended up playing like the Kings in the first round, very likely we're probably coming out of the first round. And then, at that point you have momentum, you have all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we play like Denver in the first round, right? Like let's say we come in as the 8th seed and we play Denver in the first round. I do think we can beat Denver, but the problem is that it's a first round matchup.
Yeah.
That makes it really tough. So like if we played, like I said, let's say we play the Kings. We play the Kings in the first round and then we play Denver in like the second round. I absolutely think the Lakers can run through Denver in the second round. I really do.
Yeah.
Because they have
don't want to see Denver in the first round. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, just because they've been together longer, they have the experience, they have the talent, they have the history, all of those things. But when you're talking about like a second round, Lakers have momentum. Lakers would have, the jitters, like the nervousness, all of that is gone at that point, right? You feel this confidence. Lakers, come out with a bang. They win game 1. All of a sudden, it's like, all right, I feel like we can do this, right? Like it's a different thing. It's a different thing. But to play them in the first round, I think would be tough.
It would, and it would suck. I would not want to do that.
Grizzlies, I'm not really worried about.
Really quick, I will say this though too about Denver. Whenever we do run into Denver, I think it's going to be a 7-game series. I think we're evenly matched. I think it's going to be a 7-game series.
I can see that, but but yeah, like the other teams, like if we play Grizzlies in the first round, I think we beat the Grizzlies in the first round. That's a team that
I'm not worried about Memphis. Yeah,
Memphis thinks they're better than they really are. Memphis,
if John Morant gets injured, like their team is not like their team will
even
apart.
if John Morant's fine and 100%, like I'm not really worried about it. Like the same reason I was like they're not gonna do anything is the same reason. Same thing I was saying last year is the same thing I feel this year. They haven't really improved that much. They don't have a winning record against winning teams. They don't have the experience still. They don't have like that closer guy. Like Ja hasn't evolved into that guy yet.
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about them if I'm being honest. Does that mean we'll beat them? No, but
yeah.
I like our chances against them in the first round. I like our chances against the Kings in the first round.
Yeah.
Clippers, I think we'd probably lose to the Clippers in the first round. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. That's another series too that I'm like, that might be a 5 or 6 game series.
If we play them in a later round, I mean, if we make it to the Western Conference Finals, we don't even have to worry about them. But if we like, they're a team that I think like the Clippers. I think if we played them in the first round, which I don't think we would, but if we did for whatever reason, then that's a team I think would beat us in the first round.
Yeah,
I really do. Now, if we played them in the second round, I think we'd be okay because again, same idea with Denver. You know, you got the jitters out the way, you got the momentum, you got the experience, you got LeBron, you got AD. They're probably playing at like an all-time high level. It just changes things. But
how do you feel about Dallas?
Nah, I think we would run through Dallas. I do. I think we beat Dallas. I think like legitimately, I think we beat Dallas in like at worst 6 games.
If they don't organize their role of hierarchies in terms of like ball control and organize their offense, I think we'll be fine. I don't think they have any. Honestly, I was more worried before they got Kyrie. Does that make sense? It's just because now I feel like they're kind of scrambled. It was more of a I think the series. Well, yeah. I think the series now. I think the series is gonna be fairly easy. Honestly,
yeah. I think. No, I do. I think Dallas. I think we'd run through Dallas. The only reason I say maybe 6 games is because I think you'll have that one like Luka game where like you just can't stop the guy and he just goes off for like 60 or something. Like I think you'll have that one game, and then you'll have the game where like everyone on Dallas just gets hot and just shoots the lights out. But I think over a 7-game series, I think the Lakers are just too much for them to handle. Not really worried about Dallas. The Warriors. I mean, you can never really count the Warriors out, so I'm not going to say like we'd run through them. But I like that matchup. I do. Although they're another team. They're another team though that I will say if we played the Warriors in the first round, I think we lose. So like if we play, so like the Warriors, the Clippers, the Clippers.
I'll flip you on that one.
The Nuggets.
I
think the Warriors, the Clippers, the Nuggets. I think those are the 3 teams that if we face in the first round, I think we lose to. I think every other team, I think we could beat in the first round. I think the Kings we could beat, the Mavs we could beat, Grizzlies we could beat. Who else am I missing? Pelicans I think we could beat. Basically anyone else but those 3 teams. I think we could beat.
We might sweep the Pelicans in the playoffs.
It's just the only reason Denver, the Clippers, and the Warriors I worry about in the first round is because they have the experience, they have the talent, they're going to be very composed, and they're not going to be like those jitters. They've already been there, they've already done that, or at least the key guys have. The Warriors especially. I mean, they just came off of a championship, so I think. Those teams. Oh, the Suns. I forgot about the Suns.
Yeah.
Suns. See, but the Suns.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
the problem with the Suns is like I don't know how good are they going to really be is the question, right?
You're talking about as a cap overall, or you're talking about how good
I'm
can
talking
they
about
get?
in general.
Well,
I
how
mean,
good can
this
they
season
get
I would
before
say.
the playoffs?
I'm talking about in general because,
Yeah,
like, in my opinion, the KD trade was more about next year, right? In my opinion, the KD trade was more of like a, hey, we could have a shot this year, like a legit shot, because it's Kevin Durant. So let's take the chance and try to squeeze out a championship this year. But if it doesn't work out this year, this is more for next year. We got our core four guys. We can always trade Aiton to get better complementary pieces
yeah,
if we need to. There you go. Right. To me, the Suns getting Kevin Durant right now was more of like, hey, we have a chance right now, but it's more so for the future. So I'm curious to see how good the Suns will be before I give an answer. But on the surface, I think the Suns beat us in the first round. I think they're another team. So I guess half the teams I think we lose to in the first round. So I think the Nuggets, Clippers, Suns, and Warriors. Those four teams, I think, are the teams that if we end up matching up against, I'm not saying we can't beat them.
yeah.
I'm just saying I think it would be really tough. If we play any of those four teams, I think it'd be really tough. If we play any of those four teams in any other series, I think we beat them. So yeah, because like I said, at that point, you got some momentum, feeling high. You and at that point, you're the team that everyone counted out. So you're the underdog. You got that kind of chip on your
Yeah.
shoulder that they probably wouldn't have had if this team started from the beginning because they'd probably be like the 3 or 4 seed right now.
Mhm.
But because they started so poorly, they just got this team. You got that like belief and you got that like determination. So I think it would be just a completely different type of series and matchup if we played those teams in the first round. If we play the Grizzlies, the Kings, Mavericks, Pelicans, Timberwolves, we play any of those teams, I think we win that series. I'm not saying we win in like 4 or anything, but I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
win that series.
Yeah.
I think those are
Definitely.
legit matchups.
No. And definitely on paper too. Like we match up really well with a lot of these other teams. Like you said, it really just comes down to the experience and who has played together longer and who is going to exploit defenses and get their offense organized. So we haven't had enough time to we have so many new players. So it's like we haven't had a time to, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, what do we say, 23, 26 games? I feel like that's enough time I feel like it is to get it done. I don't know.
It is. It is. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but I do think that it's enough time to at least build some momentum and chemistry. Because the good thing is all the pieces fit.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's no clunkiness. And this is what I've talked about in the past, right? Like if the Lakers added a bunch of role guys
Yeah.
that are coming in to play their roles, right?
Yeah.
There's no difference. Like
Exactly.
Beasley, every time you touch the ball, you shot. We want you to do the same thing here. Every time you touch the ball, shoot it. It's simple. He's not doing anything different.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. What were you doing in Utah and Minnesota and stuff? You were just guarding the best player on the other team
Exactly.
and being a hustle guy.
Right.
That's what we want you to do here. That's what he did. D'Lo, we want you to play make and go
score
get
the ball
and go
right?
get 17 a game. That's what he's done. He's playmate. He's averaging 17 and 6 since he's came to the Lakers. Like, there you go. And so it's perfect. Like these guys just came in and played the roles that they were already playing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this challenge. And all those guys already have chemistry together. Like D'Lo, Vanderbilt, and Beasley played together several seasons, right? So they already have that chemistry. They've been in the playoffs together. They were in a play-in together, won a play-in. So it's
and D'Lo's been here before too. So it's
so you have like that inherent just chemistry built in, which I think it helps a lot. So, but anyway, let's power through a couple of these chats because we haven't touched the chat at all. But we've had some good talk. So,
Yeah.
please, Tyler, tell ESPN people that if we trade AD, literally just give away the best defender in the world. Yeah, we ain't trading AD.
Please, yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It wouldn't make any sense.
No hate the rest, but it feels like the weight has been lifted off the Lakers nation's shoulders with his departure. I agree. I just think it was time to go. Russ, I think he's going to the Clippers too, which means I can't root for him anymore either. I looked it up. Best defender in the world is Giannis number 1, and AD is number 2, but it's so close between Giannis and AD. Yeah, they're essentially 1A, 1B. They're right there. Only way the Suns win is if KD plays the whole game because the bench is terrible. Their bench is going to be off. I'm really curious. They'll probably if Monty Williams is smart, which he is, he's a good coach. There'll probably always be a Devin Booker or Kevin Durant on the court at all times. Yeah. You're always going to have one of those two on the court. We got a Jordan Vanna here. Yeah. Let's see what else. Five best players without reasoning. 5 best player goats. You're trying to say goats? Like, who are the 5 best players ever? You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit. What's going on, Speedy?
What's up, Speedy?
Can we talk about how KD never won a reign without a super team? Drew loves joint stack teams. Yeah. Did y'all know KD has never got 30 when AD guards him? I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, but who is gonna get 30 when besides Giannis? Who's gonna get 30 when AD is guarding?
AD's a monster. We have to go on an extended winning streak. D'Lo looks good. Mo and Vanderbilt playing excellent D. Beasley picking up his shot. Yes, I'm with you. Let's see. What's your prediction for Los Angeles Lakers starting 5? And also, who do you have in the NBA Finals this year? Currently, assuming the Lakers don't get it together, no. But on a serious note, I definitely think Milwaukee comes out the East. The West is tough because you can make an argument for pretty much every team in the West. But if I had to pick 2, I would say Denver and Milwaukee. And I think Milwaukee wins in like 6. That would be my guess.
I am gonna go Boston and hot take. I'm gonna go Boston and Mavs. Oddly enough,
Mavericks, huh? Interesting.
Yep.
D'Lo better than Kyrie. I think for this team he is.
Whoa, Sean. Yeah. You got to specify that because for the team, yes.
Yeah, for the team, I think D'Lo is a better fit. When it's time to make new contracts for Vando, Beasley, Rui, Reeves, etc., how much money can we give each? Will there come a time when you can't afford them? Who would you choose to pay in that scenario? So the only person that we are limited on what we could pay is Reeves. Rui, Beasley, Vanderbilt, D'Lo, basically everybody else, we have bird rights too, so we can go over the cap for any of them. And Rui is a restricted free agent, so we can match any money. So theoretically, if we had to, we could give every single one of those players a max contract. Now, not every single one of them are going to be max. Yeah. Beasley's probably going to be around. He's got a $16.5 million player or team option next year, so they'll probably keep him at that, unless he's willing to sign like maybe a cheaper deal for multi years, right? Like maybe if he's willing to sign like say $15 million for 4 years, $16 million a year for 4 years, something like that, then maybe they do that. But realistically, they'll end up keeping Vando, keeping Beasley next season. Vando only makes like $4.6 million, so he's not going anywhere. Again, everybody they could keep. Reeves is the only problem. So we could sign him to early bird rights, which would mean which basically we could. Depending on what the most we could probably give him is around 11 million. We probably give him around 10 to 11 million. Yeah. So realistically, we're probably going to need him to take like 8 million. but we could get to around 11 million. Problem is that if somebody offers Reeves like 16 to 18 million, which could happen, he's gone. So
Yeah.
I believe we have a championship team if we stay healthy. I agree. We just got a real uphill battle to climb. Do you think there is any way we can re-sign Anthony Brown for our last roster spot, or at least give him a 10-day contract? He could help us on the wing. I mean, could we? Sure. Will they? Probably not. I think if they bring anyone in on a buyout, it's going to be like some vet guy. Um, there's a lot. There's been a lot of talks. I don't know if it's just because it's slow season,
Yeah.
but there's been a lot of talks about Kevin Love coming to Lakers on a buyout, which I'm not really big on. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't hate it, but
I would love that for this team and to potentially just help us in the playoff run. But
yeah. Do you think the front office made Ham bench Schroeder? First, probably not. I mean, I just think, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It doesn't take a rocket science to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just feel like D'Lo is a just way better overall experience and he's just a better scorer. I think he can do just more stuff for your offense. I think most teams, if not all teams, would start D'Lo over Schroeder. But hey, D'Lo or Schroeder coming off the bench, I like that. I really do.
When Davis becomes a free agent, are you paying him a max for your deal contract? Because I've been hearing the Knicks would pay him the max because he's a superstar they want. They always want, Knicks just want a superstar period. Yes, if Anthony Davis comes available, you pay him the max. There's not very many players in the league like Anthony Davis. Fit essential elements for any team success. Facts. Man, I wish there was a Laker game today. I'm with you. I am with you. Let's see. This roster is so much better than the bubble roster. I agree. When LeBron and AD active playoff mode, when we make it, it's a wrap for the league. No one beat LeBron AD with shooters. Yeah, I think we have a very, very good chance. What are your thoughts on this team?
I like it, and in terms of the bubble roster, it's a lot. It's a lot better. I just believe like I said, like we talked about before, we have way more scoring. We have way more defense. We have way more hustle, rebounding, everything that you need in like key components of a good championship run. I think a good playoff run to potentially get to the finals. I think we have, honestly. We cover all bases. I'm not really worried about really, like I said, the only concern is chemistry. And once you get chemistry in, I think if you get a good solid chemistry with this team, you got yourself a solid team. Like lock in for the next 3 years, however long you have LeBron, keep this core team that you have, maybe trade for a few other pieces if better pieces come together. But I think this is it right here. If we're gonna win a chip, I would say in the next 5 years, unless something crazy happens and we get a superstar to the team, I think this is where, this is where you focus in on and hone down. I don't, even in the offseason, I don't think the Lakers are going to go crazy and start making a bunch of trades or anything like that. I think this right here is where we need to be. We just don't have enough time this year to fully be like, okay, this is our year. It's possible, but it's just like I said, it's rough, like that uphill battle, like we talked about.
Level of optimism is contagious and welcome. And to think the Lakers have the same coach from a week ago. You remember some fools calling him Ham, the scam, shaking my head. Yeah, I think Darvin has been fine. Yeah, I mean they were calling Darvin scam and all kinds of stuff. I mean, look, he's been fine. But I mean that's
give
how
him
it
a
goes
break.
usually.
He's still better than Steve Nash. Give him a break.
But that's usually how it goes. Most fans, most people are game by game, moment by moment. I mean, look at all the Russ stuff. 1 minute, Russell Westbrook, you can't trade him. He's the best player ever. In the next minute, trade him. He sucks, trash. Like I've seen it all. Do you all think the Lakers are going to trade Anthony Davis? Trade Anthony Davis is going to be traded in the offseason? Absolutely not. I don't think so. They're not. No. As long as LeBron's on that team, they're not going to trade it. I know there's all the talks about whatever, but it's how it goes. It's a slow news time right now, so media is trying to make stuff. I really would have liked Gary Trent Jr. Likewise, but I definitely understand the reasoning as to why we couldn't afford him. I'm surprised the Raptors didn't really trade anybody, and they were really like locked in for it, and they instead got Jakob Poeltl. Tyler, it's crazy how many weirdos attack you in the comment section. Definitely bet and eat boogers. It's all right. It comes with territory.
Like we have, we had one today. Stop trolling.
It's no big deal. All it does is it helps engagement. That's all they're doing. They think they're doing something. They're not doing anything. All they're doing is just putting more money in our pockets. So keep it up. Keep doing it. We value you too. The Lakers posted one of the highest offensive efficiencies in the NBA last game, and that's the first all healthy Lakers in 4 facts. What's scary about this Lakers is they got Vando and AD who can lock up anyone. And yes, that even means KD. Yeah. Look, they're going to make things very difficult for a lot of guys. We need to get to the 6th. I agree with you. We do. Next game will be at home against the Warriors, so it'll be super entertaining. Yes, we got to get that dub. That dub. If AD don't show up, we're going home. But he's AD. He's going to show up. Yeah, we go as far as AD takes us.
Facts.
8-man rotations in the playoffs, starting 5, and Mo, Rui, and AR. Dennis might get a few minutes here and there. Yeah, I can see that. That's usually how it goes. Oubre, Booker, Turner, all drafted after D'Lo. Yes, that's very true. Very true. Let's see. Get another wing to back up Vando and Rui. If only there were a bunch out there. I wish. Rozier also drafted after D'Lo. That's true. Yes. I take Booker over AD right now. You take Booker and Paul over AD. I was like, what? The Suns choked Game 7, worst game in NBA history. And that's the thing. That's what I was talking about earlier. They just don't show up. It's just
that was a hard series to watch.
Yeah.
You know what it was? You know what it was? It was the Kardashian. Booker was dating a Kardashian at the time. I don't know if he's still dating a Kardashian.
Curse.
The Kardashian curse. I'm telling you, it's real.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's a.
But then again, he had one of the best defenders of all time in NBA history. Which I mean, that's a big statement, but still, we can make an argument, right? We had one of the best defenders locking him up. But see, my thing is like on that matchup, I'm like, it's Book, and I'm just like, I was waiting for Book just to give him like the works, and I'm just like, what is going on? I'm sorry, I wanted Phoenix to win that series because I want to see Chris Paul get a ring. Chris Paul's like one of the greatest, he's a Hall of Famer, but I don't know. I want to see him get a ring. Now, Giannis has worked very, very hard, but I saw
it was
hard to watch.
I saw a meme, and it was Zion and Luka in a courtroom. It was Zion and Luka in a courtroom battling over who gets custody of the of the Suns. It was hilarious. I gotta post that meme at some point. We already have discussed bringing in Will Barton. I would love to have him at shooting guard. I would love Will Barton. I wouldn't mind Will Barton at all. I don't know how much he plays though. That's the problem. I don't know how much he would actually want to come to Lakers and play 5 minutes a game, 10 minutes a game. Lakers are 1-0. Season just started. Facts. LeBron is literally averaging 38-7, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible. How many more years do you think LeBron has? I think at least like 4 or 5. I mean, he's got 2 more years under contract. I think he at least honors that contract. And then I think he plays at least maybe 2 more years after that contract. I think he'll play a couple years with his son. Somewhere around there is my thoughts. But let's see. Drew is much better than D'Lo. Sorry. I say like at least a +3 better since his impact of the game. I'm holding. Yeah, that's what I gave him. I gave Drew Holiday a +3. Which is why it was 1. Let's see. What else we got? If LeBron was Steph's size, he would have developed a jumper because he can't bully ball. That's true. I mean, most of the best shooters ever have all been short. Jordan Poole is better than Curry. Steph ain't the best in Golden State. He's not better than I'm all for debates, but
yeah.
Yeah, not all that. Luca, Irving, and Wood. Luca is better now than LeBron. I don't think he's better than LeBron. I really
No,
don't. Like I
I
think
wouldn't say
Luca.
that.
I think Luca's an incredible talent, but I don't think he's as good as LeBron. Irving and AD. I take AD, and Wood is like an equal. Yeah, look, but again, I mean, even if you do put Luca and LeBron, like even if you do think that they're a wash, still AD is what +3, and then Wood and D'Lo, I think are a wash. Let's say. So again, they're nowhere near. And then if you start going down the bench, I just think they're still the best. I just think however you slice it, I just again, what three in the league do you think outside of Milwaukee? What big three is going to be able to match up with ours? Um, does LeBron retire a Laker or does he get traded? I don't think he gets traded, but I don't think he retires a Laker either. I think what happens is he finishes out his contract and then he very likely goes play with his son for whatever 10 million or something like that.
Same.
That's my guess. What about coaching? Coaching is very important. I know you're talking about when I was talking about the bubble team. That's a huge factor, of
Yeah.
course. People love to say Lakers won't make the playoffs because they know damn well if their team has to face them, hopefully 100% healthy. LeBron, AD, and now D'Lo is a 7-game series. They will be in trouble. Yeah, no one wants to see the Lakers. Nobody. People are gonna talk their talk. People are gonna cry and look. Don't worry, we'll be all right. Worry about your own team. It's so funny how so many people are more worried about the Lakers than they are their own team. Like,
Right?
worry about what your team's doing. Like everyone's always so worried about what the Lakers are doing, and all they're doing is talking trash. Like, okay, what has your team done? The roster is better than the bubble. If Lakers get in the playoffs, no one can beat them in 7-game healthy. I really like this team. 5-game win streak changes everything. 8-2 in the next 10, and we in the 6th seed. I think so. I think we can. 80 is Joker's daddy. No, I'm never like always. I think we just have their number. Lakers aren't beating the Nuggets or Grizzlies in the first round. See, I still think that they beat the Grizzlies in the first round. The Nuggets, though, I agree with you. I really do. Joker is so overrated it kills me. This man gave up 46 and 16 to Embiid and got shot on 4-1 in the West Coast Finals. Yeah. I'm not sure they beat the Kings either in the first round. I do. I mean, every red flag that a team has for why they won't have playoff success, it's the Kings. And I've been high on the Kings. I have a video on As It Stands where I talked about the Kings being this good. As good as everyone's like literally. I mean that video aged like fine wine. I'm done. I don't. Keep in mind the Suns and Mavericks will climb in the standings. I'm not worried about the Mavericks at all. Suns may or may not be a problem. We'll see. Yeah, the only Clippers, the Flippers are the only team that really that I'm like really, really tough. Kings, yes, Suns, Nuggets, Clips, probably too. Probably likely no. Yeah. I think those teams, like I said, those 4 teams are the 4 teams that I think we'd have a real problem with. I think we end up 7 seed. Jazz, Blazers, Pelicans, Thunder, Wolves, and Warriors gonna fall. Steph's injury is no joke. Yeah, Steph very likely is gonna miss a lot of time.
Yeah.
Hot take: Nets lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. That could be interesting. They have a very deep team. It's one of the best teams in the East. They got 6 lockdown defenders and shooters. They really are. Like if they could get like a star, like take a couple other guys and go get like a legit star. Like Kevin Durant on that team might have actually been really good. I mean, granted, they wouldn't have had like Bridges and Cam, but yeah. Isn't 17 and 6 D'Lo's career average? It is, which shows that even as the third option, he's a guy that you talk about Mr. Consistency. Guy is Mr. Consistency, and statistically speaking, he's playing better this year than he is his All-Star year. No team is going to offer Reeves 15 to 20, 10 million per sounds about right. I don't know. You'd be surprised the way teams throw away money. I don't think he gets 18 million, but I think Rui going to be the odd man out. I don't think so. I mean, they got he's a restricted free agent. They can keep him. They're not going to just let him go. If anything, they'll keep him or end up trading him. Let's see. It takes a team. Thanks. Rui's not lazy on D. Rui's really good defensively. The problem is he just can't move he's not quick-footed. So when he's chasing guys, it becomes a problem. He doesn't get destroyed. He struggles against quicker players. That's all it is. Because he's a 4, he's not a 3. That's the difference. Oh, Blucka. What's going on, Blucka? How are you? Mean Mug and Jake, the Lakers must have been really good. What is the death lineup with this group? I'd probably go LeBron, AD, Vanderbilt. I mean, I would probably say our starting 5: LeBron, AD, Vanderbilt, Beasley, D'Lo. I mean, our starting 5. That's the thing.
Are you shocked Reeves is not starting, or you think it's justified?
I think it's fine. Like the only reason I wanted Reeves to start was just like defensively and and just like chemistry wise, and plus you have that shooter off the bench. That's kind of my thing. He struggles on defense. He struggles to move his feet. He's a 4, not a 3. The Lakers have him playing as a 3 because they needed size at the 3, and LeBron's best at the 4 for his career.
Yeah,
he's been an above average defender. He struggles against faster players. Those quick footed wings, he has a hard time with. We have a lot of depth. Agreed.
Yes, we do.
There's nothing we lack anymore. Yeah, agreed. We'll be good. But anyway, I mean, look, in general, this team's nice. I really like it. But any parting words before we get on out of here? Just want to get caught up on the chat real quick. So
excited for the All-Star break. Who do you think wins the All-Star game?
Team LeBron wins every year. Although Giannis really wants it this year, so maybe. But I'm gonna stick with Team LeBron.
Definitely put it in the chat. Who do you guys think wins in the All-Star game? I'm gonna go Team LeBron. It's hard to
Sure. Real quick before we go, because this is a good question. Who would be your playoff rotation players? So give me your 8 guys, because usually you run about 8 guys. So who are your 8 guys that are in the playoff rotation?
All right, I got LeBron, AD, Hachimura. I got D'Lo. How many am I? 4.
Yeah.
I got Vanderbilt, Reeves, and Beasley.
I need one more.
One more. And Troy.
Troy Brown?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Interesting.
Who are yours?
So our starting 5: LeBron, AD, LeBron, AD, Vanderbilt, Beasley, and then D'Lo. Sorry, I blanked on that for a second. Those 5, and then I think very likely Reeves. I think they go Reeves, Schroeder, Rui are probably going to be the other 3. I think obviously certain matchups, of course, but I think those will be the 3 because look, Darvin Ham loves Dennis Schroeder, and then Austin Reeves he's been too good not to play.
Yeah,
and then Rui Hachimura for our size. So those are probably the 8 that I think play the most. But yeah, anyway, again, we appreciate all of you so very much. What is your prediction? Who do you think wins? I don't know if you gave us.
I'll take Team LeBron. Oh, who do you think wins 3-point contest? I don't even. We have a list.
They've changed the 3-point contest like 5 times.
That's true.
I don't even know who's in it anymore.
I got you.
Because like 3 of the guys stepped out or got hurt and stepped out, so I know that they have like all kinds of different guys now.
That's true. They may have changed it up. So far we're looking at I don't know. Lillard, Tatum. No.
They hoops. They are absolutely great, but playoffs they're not. They won't see much time.
Yeah.
Bamba might in spots just to dispel AD, but winning is probably the odd man out, and so is Lonnie. I don't think Lonnie's going to be in the rotation period, but anyway, all right, let's skate on out of here real quick. But anyway, everyone that's hanging out, thank you so very much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button on this video. I put in the live chat video link to my personal channel, As It Stands Lakers. I know most, if not all of you, are subscribed to that channel as well. But if there are any of you that aren't subscribed to that channel, please head on over there and subscribe. I'm almost 10K on that channel. And then next approach is 10K here. We're trying to get, so let's hit that road here. We're grinding. We're over 3K. Slowly but surely we're getting there. But again, regardless, we really appreciate all of you hanging out with us. It's been fun. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your time. And yeah, we'll see.